What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Platinum Podcast. Welcome to episode 10 of the Platinum Podcast, where we talk about all things gaming, all things PlayStation, and all things trophies. Joel, we are on episode 10 of the Platinum Podcast today. How does that make you feel? Very emotional, I imagine.
Very, very.
I mean,
to be honest, very surprised. Not surprised as to say I don't think it would do well, but just surprises how well it's been doing.
Yes,
that's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
It's been like an emotional roller coaster of just extreme highs with no lows, right? No lows.
Yeah.
It's in fact so good that you've decided to restyle your hair, especially for episode 10. We both feel so honoured that you've done this.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I thought I'd go for more like the samurai look.
I'm feeling it, yeah. Like at any moment, you could just like withdraw a sword and cause some serious havoc to your webcam.
Could actually almost like that.
There's two there.
I'm such a nerd.
I think I'll cut this because it's just too nerdy. It's gone taken too far. So as you can see, I imagine with your amazing two pairs of eyes as a viewer you have, we have an extra guest. Well, we have three of us today. We have Nina, aka Mortal-Paralight from YouTube. How are you doing, Nina?
I'm good. And you guys?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. I've got my due, which always makes life better. So, you know,
the dew, it makes everything better.
Exactly. So, Nina, you've got a YouTube channel where you, surprisingly, guys, this is a trophy podcast. We talk about trophies, and Nina is another loyal trophy hunter. So, Nina, do you want to tell us a little bit about your YouTube and what sort of happens on that page?
Yeah, so basically, I'm still a very brand new YouTube channel, but I make videos to recommend whether or not you should go for a certain platinum. So I don't see many people with YouTube videos like actually saying, okay, is this platinum worth it, or can it just be forgotten? So I figured, why not start that, sort of not review it, but more give a recommendation. So yeah, I make videos on whether or not you should platinum a game, and also put in some challenge runs that I do on my Twitch channel.
I find it very educational, I have to say. I feel like it's very entertaining. Like, me and Joel have already told you before the podcast started that we actually love your videos. When I first found your very first video, I was like, this is actually you're a bit of a talent, that's what I felt like.
Oh, thank you.
So guys, you should go check it out. Yeah, should you platinum? She does all the hard work, so you don't have to. Unless you're going to be crazy and ignore her advice. Because I know one of the videos is Vampire, and I'm probably going to just ignore your advice and try and play it anyway.
Well, okay, the thing is that you said that you had the disc version, so for you could actually use the video to your advantage because you can sort of go around the platinum. Whereas us with the digital version that was released for the free month, we're kind of stuck with it, so it's kind of difficult. But disc version.
This is Lewis though. Lewis doesn't take short. Have you seen? He's platinumed the Avengers with all the bugs and glitches, and Resident Evil 6. This guy doesn't take shortcuts. If he sees like a hard and annoying path, he's going to be like, this is what I want.
But see, I thought I was a masochist. This guy is kind of a bigger one.
I think the word you're looking for is just loser. I think that's the word.
No. That'd be pushing it.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, you were both thinking it. Everyone watching this was thinking it, and I've just confirmed it. That is, in fact, is very true.
You heard it here first.
Exactly. On that, what we'd like to do, Nina, I know you're obviously new to the podcast. We're going to talk about the games we've been playing this week. That's how it's sort of like, it's just sort of edge our conversation in. So, I mean, I know the answer again. I say this every week, but Joel, what have you been playing this week?
Persona 5.
Persona 5.
I love it.
I loved it.
Oh.
Now it's kind of just starting to become like an uphill battle. It's too much Persona, I think.
Really?
I hate to say it. It's too much Persona because I have to play the game, and then I have to edit the game, and then I have to like edit the other things as well. So essentially, like a 100-hour game is going to become like a 253-hour game of just me like repeating things over and over and over again, like watching the same things that I've already done. I
feel you. While I was playing it, the Royal version, I have 110 gigs of footage to do my Should You Platinum on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
crazy.
I want to hold off until I actually get the platinum for Persona 5, the original. So
okay.
Yeah.
What's more fun than a 200-hour platinum trophy? Doing it twice.
3 times, because you got to play twice on Persona 5.
Yay!
But then again, you also get it for the PlayStation Collection, so 4 times.
You do. You do.
I don't think trophy disc is going to be separate though. A few people have commented on this.
I've
Do you think they
actually
will be?
heard yesterday that apparently there's going to be a new set of trophies because of the fact that it's on the PS5, so new gen.
I can't believe it.
But that's, it's all hearsay, right? It's not.
That
It's not confirmed.
better be. Better be false.
I would love to platinum
I
God of
swear
War
to God.
again. I have to say, there's a few games in that collection that I absolutely love, and I would love to play them again.
I would love to redo Bloodborne. That would be fun. Because this time I wouldn't, cheat around on it.
I would love to do Bloodborne except for the filed amygdala. The filed amygdala was the gap, and I almost cracked. Almost cracked. It took me 7 hours straight to beat amygdala, just dying over and over again.
If the challenge,
I broke two
if the
controllers.
challenges wouldn't exist in that game, it would be perfect. It would be like 11 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I agree. The chalice dungeons, it gets to a point where it's it gets tedious.
Mm-hmm.
It's like at first it's fun, and then after a while it's kind of like, dude, when is this going to end?
You ain't selling it. No, I'm just joking. You are. I haven't
No,
played it.
Bloodborne. You should definitely play Bloodborne.
Yes.
It's on my list. I've bought it. So it's actually
Have you?
it's on its way to be delivered to my house. So I'm planning on when I finish. I'm planning on starting it next year when I get my capture card. So I actually get some really good footage. It's going to be like my January, February game, I think.
The dude
Yeah.
has plans.
I have plans. The plans are in motion. The wheels, the cogs are in motion.
Yes.
I reckon once you play Bloodborne, you'll want to play Dark Souls. My first Souls game was Bloodborne,
Same.
and that's what got me hooked.
I think I'm going to go Blood. If I do like it, I'll be going Bloodborne then Sekiro. I think.
Yeah.
I like it.
Might
both-
not be
That's
your
so
best
risky.
bet,
Yeah, I'd say go Sekiro and then Bloodborne.
though. Yeah.
Dude, because you're going to go into Sekiro with the Bloodborne mechanics, and you're going to get destroyed like I did, and destroyed like a lot of Souls player did.
Yeah.
Honestly, like Sekiro is a whole different beast. To like, I'd say Bloodborne and Dark Souls kind of similar, not the same, but kind of similar. You can still, I'd say Bloodborne is like teaching you how to play Dark Souls, so you don't rely on your shield. Sekiro is it's a different beast. It's you have to like erase everything you know, like what you call muscle memory, and you just have to start from scratch. It makes it harder. So I'd highly, highly, highly recommend you do Sekiro and then Bloodborne.
Words of wisdom from our man Joel. Well, I would say normally the only person who has these sort of platinums, but Nina, you're a bit of a self-proclaimed masochist, and you've got a lot of platinum trophies for these sort of games, haven't you?
Yeah, I actually have Bloodborne as platinumed, and I have Dark Souls 3 as well.
Are you planning on doing Sekiro or Dark Souls 1 and 2?
Dark Souls 1 I'm currently doing on stream. 2, it's slower for me, so I'm having a little bit more trouble sticking with it, but I'm probably going to continue it after I get Dark Souls Remastered done. But Sekiro, I'm just waiting for a sale to come on.
Okay, fair enough.
Because right now,
But
all my money's going for the PS5.
No, that's true, to be fair. Have you bought a PS5? Have you pre-ordered it or...
I got the last and only copy our store has gotten in 2 months on Friday.
Wow, congratulations.
Wow,
My receipt
It's
to
meant-
prove it.
She's
it's
got
meant
it.
to be.
She has it with her
Suck
at all times, so no one can take it from her.
I know, right? It's like, I'm almost tempted to put it in my safe and just be like, touch it, you die.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Are you getting the
That is a
digital
good
or the bigger one?
Disc. Because, disc is life.
I so agree with that statement.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not
do.
much of a collector at all, but I just love physical. I just think it's better.
It's nice. It's
Yeah.
nice. And then you can get like the special edition cases, like the steel cases. They're so good. They're so just good looking.
Like, I
Even
went
if you
out
buy
of
them
my
to not
way to
open
get
it.
the steel edition of Persona 5, too.
Hey,
Exactly.
I've got that.
I only got it for $20, too.
I did from eBay.
Hey! There we go.
Lewis is nothing. I've got nothing.
I have a PlayStation VR. Yay!
Nice.
That's it. That is all I have.
No, like when I first bought Persona 5 Royal, the cheapest option for me to get it was the Steelbook First Day Edition. It was the cheapest
Wow.
option in everything. So I bought the Steelbook. It came with the dynamic theme. And then when I went to try and get the original Persona 5, the only copy they had in store was the Steelbook. And it was a played version, so it was a used.
Win. Doesn't matter.
Nothing wrong
As
with
long
that,
as the disc
no.
plays.
Yeah.
I agree. As long as it's in reasonably
good.
good condition, I'm happy to buy it.
Oh,
Yeah.
the disc is perfect, so I didn't mind.
So we'll move on to continue on our topic of games we've been playing. So Nina, what have you been playing this week?
Yes.
Well, okay, so
anything.
I platinum Persona 5 Royal last week, and now this week, basically, I've been going back into the love of Far Cry 3. I rebought the Classic Edition because I had platinumed it back in the day on the PlayStation 3. Now I got it for a really cheap deal. I think it was like 75% off for a digital version for the Classic, so I'm re-going through that.
How do you what's your thoughts of Far Cry 3 in 2020?
It didn't age well, but the villain
No,
is
it
still
didn't.
amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I think I played it this year. I don't know. All the years just merge into one. My memory is just terrible. But I played it. I think I played it end of last year or early this year, and I just remember thinking this. Yeah, Vars is still so cool.
Yeah.
But it hasn't aged. It just so poorly.
It's kind of like, and I know I'm probably going to get flack for this, but it's like Persona 4 Golden. In 2020, it has not aged well. In terms of the jokes, in terms of the dialogue, it just hasn't aged well. But the same can be said for Far Cry 3 when you're saying like, okay, these guys are going out on this like vacation aspect and there's like this sex sales and everything. Like it hasn't aged well, I find. But the villain in itself is still as amazing as ever. Voss is one of the best Far Cry villains in recent years.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think he's probably the best. One of the best. I think he's probably one of the best video game villains.
Yeah.
Like because he's not even that intertwined in the story. You know, he's only in it. You know, you probably only see him for like 15-20 minutes of total game time, and he makes such an impact whenever he's on the screen.
Yep.
It's just props to him. Props to Ubisoft for actually doing something good.
Oh, exactly.
I knew that one coming.
Even so, I wish they had actually done so much more with his character, not just the 15-20 minutes that you see on screen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like people don't like having things spoiled, but this game's like 10-year-old. The other villain in the game, I feel like it was a missed opportunity. They should just had Vars as the main enemy, main protagonist, and just left antagonist even, and just left the other characters. Just had him.
Yeah.
But
And you know they
was.
tried to get the same magic with Pagan Min in 4, which wasn't all as great, I find. And then with 5, they tried to do like the father. I can't remember his name, but it wasn't as good.
Priest.
Yeah.
I haven't played Far Cry 4 or 5 to be honest.
I've not played any of them. The only Far Cry I've played is Primal.
That one's.
It's just first person. I just can't. I don't like first person.
I'm probably going to say something unpopular because Far Cry, I think, unjustingly, it's got this really good reputation, and it's just an Ubisoft game, Joe. It's a first-person shooter Ubisoft game. Clear the map.
It's
Shoot some
because
people.
Far Cry is sort of turning out to be another Assassin's Creed. It's like they're popping them out almost every year. The originality is not there anymore. It's not as good as the original. And the same can be said for Assassin's Creed. I mean, you can't get the same magic as you had with Ezio back in the day. Nowadays with what's the newest one? Valhalla, I think, is coming out.
Yeah.
So it's like the magic's not there anymore, and the same can be said for Far Cry, I find.
I love when people have the same opinions as me.
Yeah, but sometimes our opinion is controversial.
That's true.
I've got mixed feelings with Assassin's Creed. Only because, like, the leap between Origins and then the older Assassin's Creeds is quite big. Mm-hmm. I found myself enjoying Origins a lot because it was something different. But then they did the same as what they did in the past with Odyssey. Odyssey's basically Origins, but with more water. That's what I found. If they're gonna do the same with Valhalla, then it's just gonna be. They're just going to go back to the old roots, and this is how Assassin's Creed is going to be now. It's going to be like before, but with these mechanics.
But if you also notice,
it's a shame.
They have no aspect of the assassins anymore in it because it's dating too far back.
Yeah, so they keep going back now instead of going forward. Yep. To be fair, it was getting to the point. I mean, Syndicate, I think, is the one historically more recent.
Yep.
I like that one.
To our time, and I think if they go any further, you wouldn't really need blades anymore. No. It would be guns.
Mm.
Yeah,
I mean, in Syndicate, it got to the World War II era. I think you got a little sequence in World War One. I can't remember which one it was.
I think it was 19. Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the world wars, and so in that World War One was already like very heavily like gunned. You know, it's more guns than knives. It's like taking a knife to a gunfight, basically. So I think if they did go forward more, I don't know, it'd just be Far Cry in third person.
Or Watch Dogs. It'd just be Watch Dogs.
Or Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Or Watch Dogs.
I still
think
haven't
so,
bought
But
Legion.
it's still they should. I think they should just scrap Assassin's Creed. Just do Valhalla, fine, or do a different game, like a different story altogether. I think the biggest mistake they made was kill Desmond, because then in the real world thing they just lost everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like, and I can't speak for experience because I've never played any Resident Evil games, but I feel like they should do what they did with the Resident Evil series. Like, you know, it was fine until 4, and then from what I hear, 5, 6 sort of really threw away what the Resident Evil series was. Then 7 brought back the horror, brought back all that scary feeling, brought back the Resident Evil feel to it. I feel like that's what they should do with Assassin's Creed. Bring back what they originally went into, like, you know, Altair, Ezio. Just bring that back.
I disagree. There's too many games now that are better at doing what they were doing at the time. Yes, they started out this traversal and hidden blade thing. They started it out and they did it well. But I think now you got too many things that are competing with. Look at Ghost of Tsushima. I've not played Ghost of Tsushima yet, but just the stealth sequences is 1,000 times better than Assassin's Creed.
That is fair.
Although Assassin's Creed started off, there's just so many games now that just blow it away. Like Ubisoft, I don't think they could compete with it anymore. I think they should just finish off the series of Assassin's Creed, just bury it. It had its run.
Yeah.
Just do something else. Give me a Rayman game.
Rayman, okay.
Oh, no way. I thought you were like just concentrating too much on what I was saying. It's basically like, I've not played Ghost of Tsushima yet, but from what I've seen, the stealth mechanics on Ghost of Tsushima like blow away Assassin's Creed now. I think Assassin's Creed is a bit dated now for the like stealth mechanics. There's too many games that do it better than them now. I think they should just bury the series. I think.
Yeah.
I think they're going too far back now.
I kind of disagree with you, Joel.
Really?
I feel like what Nina said there was, I think it's this issue that we spoke about a couple of weeks ago about that companies are so afraid to make new IPs. They always rebrand. They just reuse the same IPs all the time. And I think, well, actually, this is a really, really pathetic little pet peeve of mine, but I don't like that Assassin's Creed don't number their games anymore. And that's because they've made so many games that if they actually numbered them, it'd be like Assassin's Creed 16 or something, and we would realise how many games there's actually been, and that would put people off. But I think if they had to continue it, which obviously they are going to continue it because it's Ubisoft and they just want to make loads of money, that I would actually encourage them to maybe to go back and maybe try a rebrand or a reboot or something, because I just think like Vikings is going to be awesome. Like an open world Vikings game is incredible, but Vikings never used. I know it's fiction, but using hidden blades in Vikings just doesn't align. It doesn't make sense because Vikings were quite barbaric people, very very like uncultured.
And very loud.
And they were loud, yeah. There was nothing assassin about the Vikings.
No,
There's nothing stealth about them.
No.
With a big axe over their heads.
Literally, they just pillaged
I agree.
England for years and years and years. There's nothing assassin-y about slaughtering villagers, which is what the Vikings did.
Yeah.
So
I just think they should go back to
They
their
should have gone
roots.
Japan.
Yeah, if they have to, I think so. So there we go.
I still say bury it. I just want Rayman. I just want another Rayman. Like, just finish everything. Like, bury Far Cry, bury The Division. You know, just concentrate on Rayman and just give me some more of that.
I agree. No, I agree.
Rayman Legends was so good.
Like, get
And
your
we
creative
need
juice
something
flowing
like
again
that.
and build something new.
Yes, that's what I think. I agree.
Or Rayman.
Oh, Rayman.
I'll
Okay.
take Rayman if they don't want to make anything new.
I'm going to talk about the games I've been playing now, because I've been playing a cool game. So I've been playing
you?
Robinson the Journey on VR.
Oh yeah, you have, yeah.
Yeah.
Never heard of that one. Is it good?
Yeah.
It's have you played VR before? Do you have VR?
No.
Okay. VR's cool. So I think just for those who don't know, there's 10 games that aren't going to be compatible on the PS5. And one of them is Robinson the Journey. So it's a VR game where you play this character called Robin, and you basically get deserted on this planet. and it's just an exploration game pretty much. You know, it came out in early 2016, so it's limited as to what it can do for the VR. But you know, you're in VR, you're looking at these like luscious, gorgeous jungles. You get to see some dinosaurs, and you get to play loads of little mini games and stuff. It's just very VR-esque, but it's a 10-hour platinum. It's pretty fun.
Nice.
Like I recommend it for most people, and I think if you've got a VR, and most people probably have played it, but if you've got it downloaded or something, you've bought it, you should pick it up, because if you're gonna get a PS5, it's one of the only games you can't play on the PS5. So
That's fair.
Pick it up. That's fair. So pick it up if you haven't.
Like, speaking of the PS5, I just recently got the original Demon Souls for PS3 before I can play, Demon Souls on PS5. It'll be interesting.
Oh wow!
Oh right. So
Clunk galore. That game, I've never played it, but I've seen footage, and good god, the clunkiness is on like next level clunkiness.
Isn't it like a 10-year-old game or something like that?
yeah.
Yeah, it's old.
Like, people who, obviously, thank you for watching my channels and stuff. People who watch my channel, they know that I don't play hard games. I always joke that I'm basically an amateur. And so the point I'm saying this is because I don't know anything. I don't know anything what I'm about to say. What I'm saying is just completely, like, just utter garbage, really. But I don't like it when you play a difficult game and the game's difficult because the mechanics hinder you. So, like, I haven't played the like Bloodborne and stuff, but they're built around difficulty. But the mechanics in the combat system's pretty honed in. It's really good. Whereas I feel like Demon Souls would have been the first in the series, and it's really unforgiving because the mechanics are not good enough.
Yeah,
and I
agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
But
that's
it's
my issue
something
with,
I feel like you can sort of adjust to. So, like, let's say, Dark Souls 3. Its difficulty is also based on its mechanics because of the fact that enemies are just aggressive and attack you on sight. Like, you can't really stealth your way around it. Once you kind of adapt to it in, like, first 10, 15 hours, which also ends up being, like, late endgame, I feel like once you play into your second one, you kind of know how to adjust to the game's clunkiness.
that's fair.
I don't find Dark Souls 3 clunky at all. I found it a little bit too fluid.
Nope.
I thought it was a little bit too easy. Like, you're playing Dark Souls Remastered. I'm not saying it's an easy game. I just find it, like, if you're going to compare, like, Dark Souls 3 to Dark Souls Remastered, like, Dark Souls 3, the enemies have no poise.
No.
Like, they stagger with every swing of your blade, which is, it might not seem like much, but in a game like that, it's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Because Dark Souls 1, if you and the enemy, you're both swinging, and you hit the enemy first, you're still going to get hit, because the enemies have a lot of poise. Dark Souls 3, if they stagger, you're saving yourself a hit. And obviously, when you hit and they stagger, you got to follow up to hit again and again as long as you have stamina. So just that small mechanic of the enemies not having poise makes it a little bit easier than Dark Souls Remastered. I struggled a bit with Dark Souls Remastered, maybe because it was my first Dark Souls, but also because of how much poise the enemies have. Like, your attacks, like, basically is if you're going to attack the same time as an enemy in Dark Souls Remastered, you're getting hit.
Yeah.
Like, no questions asked, always. You are always going to get hit. So you have to be more, like, calculated. You have to be more careful. You have to kind of memorize the moves a little bit more. Whilst in Dark Souls 3, you can kind of, like, chance it sometimes, and if you hit them first, then, you're pretty much going to get most of the damage.
I only say it's clunky because currently, like, on Friday, I was doing a challenge run on my Twitch where I was going up against the dancer at level 28. A lot of the clunkiness that happens in that fight is mostly glitching because of the fact that sometimes she'll grab when you've actually rolled away.
Yeah.
So
the iframes are a bit weird
iframes are a
I can agree with
bit
that.
sometimes your hits will go in, but, like, no damage will go through. So, like, I found sometimes to be, and enemies teleport, like, like it's nothing.
I can see Lewis's confusion here.
Honestly, no, I can't handle
iframes. You know what iframes are, right? It's not just Dark Souls that has it. Like, a lot of games has it. Like, when you dodge. Okay. Iframes is like, the I is for, like, invincibility. So, like, iframes is when you're in, like, certain frames, when you're doing certain things, like, no matter what the enemy does, it's not going to hit you. Like, in Dark Souls, a very, like, common thing to do is when an enemy's attacking, you roll into the attack. because you have iframes, so the attack's going to go through you. It's not going to hit you. So a lot of bosses are actually based on you going through their attacks rather than dodging away or dodging to the side. That is like probably the biggest learning curve in Dark Souls, because once you grasp that, it's like the game becomes so much easier because you're not scared of rolling into attacks. You kind of like encouraged to. But it's the same with like when you're opening a door in Dark Souls. Whilst you're opening the door, you can have 50 enemies attacking you. They're not going to hit you. It's just going to go through you. So, but the thing is, with Dark Souls, like Nina was saying, some of the bosses and some of the enemies, the iframes are a bit broken where they don't work. Mm-hmm. I found Pontiff's iframes are very, very dodgy.
Yep.
See, I just don't like the idea of like a game, like when things don't register like that, when like the game's glitching and you're being penalised by like errors in the game design. I find that very unfair.
Which sort of takes new players away from a game like this, where it's like the game is good, like it'll addict you, but these kind of difficulties and technical difficulties in that sense really does make new players sort of like step away from it and miss out, I think.
Mm-hmm. You do have to have dedication. You do have to have like a lot of like stubbornness to like go through a Dark Souls game. I think people who don't have that like anger to like say, I'm not going to be beaten by a game, I'm going to beat this game. Like people that don't kind of have that drive, they're just going to be like, yeah, I can't be arsed.
Determination.
It's not determination, it's masochism at that point.
Masochism. Self-loathing. Hatred.
But there's worse games than Dark Souls. There's harder games than Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at the Binding of Isaac. That's like 10 times harder than Dark Souls.
Or Hollow Knight.
Yeah, look at Hollow Knight.
Well,
Hollow Knight,
we'll see about that. Thank you, Lewis, again for
Little old me might be going for the platinum.
You are?
Yeah.
Did you say?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have to now.
I challenged Joel to do it, and I thought it very funny. And we all should do that. So actually, in fact, you should comment down below saying that you want Joel to play Hollow Knight, because it's very funny.
You should also say you want Lewis to play Hollow Knight as well, because he's still not platinum Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, I can't play Hollow Knight until I've played Red Dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Red Dead's never going to come.
Excuses.
We're starting to bring the conversation on to trophies now, which is good. I mean, the viewers will think this is a Dark Souls podcast at this point.
I'm sorry, that's my fault on that one.
No, it's Joel's fault. Everything is Joel's fault. But no, we knew that. We both knew coming on that you guys were going to nerd out about Dark Souls, and that's what I wanted, to be honest. Anyway,
but
that brings
to
on
be fair,
trophies.
like that's only because like I mentioned it, just because of the fact that I was streaming it this week. Otherwise, like I would be away from the topic at hand.
Don't worry, I'd bring it up.
Joel would have brought it up. Joel's been itching to talk about it to somebody other than me. So I'd sit there like this. Oh,
someone who understands.
Yeah.
Like, I was saying, like all these
Boys.
struggles. Yeah, like all these struggles I've been through, like this is really hard, and you got this and that, and Lewis is kind of just like nodding, and like you see that blank stare, like what the hell is this guy talking about?
I have the same issue with Kingdom Hearts. Like I just start talking it to people, and you'll just have that blank stare on them, and it's like, yeah, oh cool, yeah, and it's like they have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's pretty much me, to be fair.
Yeah, because like even Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is coming out in 2 weeks, and I just got the pre-order for it, and I was like talking it to my buddy yesterday, and he was like, "What is that game about?" And I'm like, "Okay, here's my 20-year explanation here, dude."
Yeah.
Here's my book that I always carry around at all times, telling you exactly what Kingdom Hearts is.
I actually have my Keyblade over there.
Page 1 of 70.
Kingdom Hearts, to be fair, is complicated. The story is insane.
Well, it's because it's convoluted.
Yeah, it's.
Let's talk about trophies. So
let's.
People love to hear other people's experiences of how they started trophy hunting. So Nina, what drove you to want to like 100% games?
Basically,
start you on the path.
Okay, so back when I started getting the platinum trophies, it was on the PS3 when I finally got Infamous 2, which came with my console. The thing is that I'm always that person who, if I don't see that 100%, it kind of drives me insane. So like if I don't see that I've completed, not DLC where it's like, okay, the number is not exactly 100%, like I would have to buy additional stuff on it. That kind of drives me nuts. But if it's the main game, if I don't have that 100%, I have to get it. And if I know a game I can do it, I will. But yeah, it started really with my actually first one that I remember being like, okay, I'm adamant on getting this platinum was actually Skyrim.
Great game. Isn't it, Joe?
I hate Skyrim.
Oh god, I have many
hate
tales about Skyrim.
so much. I just don't like the game. I played to like the first village. I killed a chicken. Like all hell broke loose, and I was like, "This isn't a game for me." I just never touched it again.
Okay, so
That's just
the thing with Skyrim that broke me. I broke the game twice. I really crashed the game twice because
How so?
I missed one trophy that I needed for the platinum, and you have to collect like these 20 weapons. So you have to do all these side quests in order to get them.
The Daedric artifacts.
I missed it because of one freaking dog. Because I
Oh,
killed
the
the dog.
dog.
I killed the dog because he got in my way for 15 minutes and actually would not let me leave an area. So out of frustration, I
Daedric
killed him.
Lord? Isn't he a Daedric Lord? I'm sure he is.
No, it's his master is the Daedric Lord. So if you actually let him live, he gives you the artifact. But because I killed him, I had to redo an entire playthrough. Got to the village where you get the dog. Turns out I didn't realize I became a vampire, so everyone came attacking me. Which, you know, obviously I'm defending myself. I'm killing them left and right. I wait for the thing to respawn. 30 days later, it still hasn't respawned. So I ended up crashing the game. Had to
Kids,
Don't try and set home.
backup saves. Backup saves.
Yeah.
Don't be.
What did I say?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, kids, don't be a vampire. That's what you were going to say.
And
Don't do it.
And so, yeah, I had to replay it a third time in order to get it. And I finally, when I got that, I actually sold the game because I was like, I'm done. I'm just done.
That's like the biggest trophy as well, isn't it? That's like the longest trophy, getting all the artifacts. I remember taking probably like by itself like 30 hours just to get all, because there's like 10 big missions you have to do and the fast traveling.
God.
Yeah.
The thing about Skyrim is it's just so many load screens. You're probably playing like for every hour you're looking at 20 minutes of load screens. I found anyway.
Which is the same as, like, let's say nowadays Vampire has the same type of loading screens where it just takes forever to get anything. Plus, it has loading screens in game.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Magic.
I do have to agree with that. Like you, Lewis, that you are going to go for the platinum on Vampire. Be prepared for the loading screens whilst you're just walking normally.
Like,
I mean, I say that about loads of games, to be fair, so who knows?
Yeah.
like you've seen my video. You've seen that. Like, I was just running away from enemies and I got a loading screen.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of that. The game isn't very well.
Balanced.
Yeah, it's not very
Good.
well balanced at all. It's not very good either, to be fair. It's okay. It's okay. It's an okay game.
Like, story-wise, I'd say it's like a 5 out of 10. Say it's average.
Yeah.
Doable.
I kind of got lost in the story. I can't really remember what the story's about. And usually with games is if the story's not that great, is when I don't remember it. Like if it's a really good story, I'll remember the story.
It's just there's so much talking. Like 3/4 of the game is just having you talk to NPCs.
Yeah.
Just pressing X all the time. Just like,
Oh god, the amount of times I skip through dialogue.
Yeah, skip.
Yeah.
Thumb cramp. Just like, oh, just like,
Yeah. It's
So,
not like,
go
Persona
back.
5 where you can just press a button and it just fast forwards through everything. So you're
that is smart game design.
right.
That is.
So Nina, what would you say? I know this is putting you on the spot a little bit, but I know obviously you like your Dark Souls and stuff. What would you say is your most proud or favorite platinum trophy that you've earned?
Recently or like altogether?
Whatever you want, recently or either or both.
Can I give a top
both,
3?
yeah.
Because I really I wouldn't be able to give.
Top 3, go for it.
Okay, so I would say that top 3 would be, one would be Persona 5 Royal, because I love the story. I find the story was just almost 10 out of 10. Like, it attacked real life problems and everything. Thought it was really well designed. Any of the God of Wars have to be on my top 2 spot. I can't pick between them because I adore them. Probably Ghost of Sparta would be well above the others because of the story wise. But then God of War the 2018 is just, it's on par with it. And then 3, I would definitely have to say, even though I haven't platinumed it yet, but it's Kingdom Hearts 2. It's got to be Kingdom Hearts 2 when I get it.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh god. Kingdom Hearts 2 is my absolute favorite out of all 10 of the games.
Oh, I don't know. Kingdom Hearts Platinums are just annoying.
But see, I only need to go through critical right now. That's all I need to do. I just need to beat the game on critical to get the platinum.
I got it for all of them. or almost all of them. I think I'm missing like 3, and they're just too grindy.
They're grindy when it comes to like making the items, because when you have to like do the Moogle shop and then have to really make every single item in that store, it is very grindy. And I'll admit Kingdom Hearts 2 has that issue when it comes to it, because you need 30 of this shard, you need 30 of that, you need 30 of that. The grindy aspect didn't make it fun. Story-wise, best out of the series. So that's why when...
Yeah, story was good. Story was definitely
like
good.
Right now, I have Kingdom Hearts 1 Platinumed, because I recently did that one. But Kingdom Hearts 2, when I play through critical mode, because that's all I have left, and get the platinum, it's going to be my top 3. Like, that's number 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Well,
I'm jumping the gun, but yeah, it's going to be.
No, it's...
When you know, you know.
Exactly. When you get that perfect platinum trophy list, you think this is the one for me.
I mean, I wish my Keyblade was a little bit closer, because I'd be like, brandishing it on camera, but...
Proper nerd out.
To be fair, I love when I look at trophy lists for a game and I think this game's awesome and this game is going to be such a good platinum trophy. Like I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima yet, but when I look at it, I think I know this game's like almost 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
But the trophy list just looks so pleasant.
By the way,
and you should whap it out now.
Also, I could say that oh, nice. I could also say Sly Cooper 2 could be an honorable mention as a good platinum trophy.
I'm surprised Bloodborne's not in there. I think Bloodborne is like...
Okay, I did say top 3, otherwise my list would be too long.
Never ending.
Okay, so
yeah, I don't know.
If I may, the thing with Bloodborne, I'm proud that it's my first Soulsborne platinum trophy that I got. What I regret doing is that because the chalices made me so angry with the game, I ended up doing all three endings in one playthrough.
Yeah. I did that.
So I regret my actions of getting the platinum just for that sense because of the chalices. Now that I'm going through the story, I feel like, okay, I want to redo all the endings. I want to get those umbilical cords to do the moon presents. I want to go back and just do everything so that I can, feel better with myself, which is why I'm kind of hopeful that the PS5 will bring back the trophies so that you can say, okay, I can go back at this and, do it as a Soulsborne title should be done. But then when I did Dark Souls 3 Platinum, you can bet that I did it normally and went after that Nameless King 3 times.
3 times?
3 times, and technically it would be 6 because I've helped people get it. I've helped...
Oh, yeah, because you have to do New Game Plus 3, don't you, for that ring?
Yeah. Okay, so...
That's annoying.
The first time around, it took me, I want to say, maybe 3-4 hours to get the Nameless King fight, because he is tough. He's the toughest in the Dark Souls 3 game if you're not going for DLC. Second time around, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it a try. If it's that hard, I'm just going to skip it because he's optional. I don't need anything in my second playthrough. It took me 2 tries. It took me 2 tries because I figured out his moveset. And then the third time around, it took me an hour because I ended up always going under the chicken. So he kept burning me alive. But when I got that platinum with that ring, God, did it feel so good.
True achievement, the way the trophy was meant to be earned.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then I ended up having to do a challenge run on someone else's Twitch to go after the Nameless King, and someone actually used bits to have us go against him with giant doors.
Wow.
Yep. So
yes,
I've actually seen that video and it looks
I've seen that video as well. It looks
yeah, it's
chaotic.
Yeah.
It was fun, except people kept wanting us to go at him again and again with those doors. So in the end, it was just we're not doing this anymore. We're going at him normally.
Yeah.
We are retiring from these giant doors.
We would like to delete them from the game, please. Devs, can you please do this?
Yeah.
It's very bizarre that they allowed you to use those as weapons in both hands.
Well, it's because the thing is that those would not exist if you don't have the DLC. Because they're DLC weapons.
Oh, okay, so you're not supposed to use them.
No, in game they don't exist. It's you have to get the DLC for it.
I see.
Mm-hmm. But
they like trolling players though, Dark Souls developers.
Yeah.
Like Bloodborne, they give you a shield, like a wooden shield, really early on, and obviously Dark Souls players they say, "Oh, I like this shield," but the shield it gets destroyed in like one hit. It does nothing. It's kind of like saying, dude, this isn't Dark Souls. Get
Lol.
rid of the shield.
That's funny. That is actually really hilarious. I like that. I like that sort of humor.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you also like test your gamer skills, because it'll make you like, okay, can I go after this boss with like a weapon that's meant to like break my back in a sense? So it's kind of giving you a challenge, but a challenge that you don't exactly want to do.
The ultimate challenge.
Right. Like I said, I would only do those challenges if you paid me.
Fair enough. So just going backtracking a little bit, Nina.
Yes.
When you said your 3 games, you said 2 of them were RPGs, and one of them was like an action hack and slash.
Yep.
So is that you saying that RPG is your sort of forte?
I would say so, yeah. Because most of the games that I have are RPGs.
Yeah. But they are some of the... They probably are the biggest trophy list, the biggest commitments for games. Yeah. So, they're not some of them are 50 hours, but most are like Persona 5. I imagine Persona 4 is the same, couple 100 hours.
Yeah.
Same with every Kingdom Hearts. I imagine you're a Final Fantasy fan as well?
All depending which Final Fantasy, because like recently I just got the Platinum for 7 Remake, and then before that I had to obviously play the original to see how it is, because they actually ported it to the PS4, so you can get the Platinum for that one as well. So I did get the Platinum for it as well. But I would have to say like my most early memory of Final Fantasy games and RPG would be 10, which is, in my opinion, the best.
I agree.
Yeah. But the Platinum for it is no.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Yeah, because you have to actually get the entire
hard.
sphere grid done, which is actually
I didn't think that was the
longer
hardest
than
one.
Persona 5 would be in terms of hours.
I didn't think that was. I think Penance was the one that made me give up.
If you don't cheese
You have
it.
to kill all the Dark Aeons. No.
So we'll move on slightly, because this is a conversation that... So I make videos on my channel, surprisingly, and some of them are about like easy platinum trophies. So like a lot of them I talk about like, I'll like review like indie games that have just come out, or I will just make lists on like easier games. So do you have any easy platinum trophies on your account?
Now, when you say easy, do you mean like in terms of length, in terms of difficulty? Like, what would be your definition of an easy platinum?
Well,
my name
easy.
is Mayo.
easy is subjective, is it not? So I suppose you could say that you're probably going to say every game that isn't Dark Souls is easy. That's what Joel says.
No.
Joel even says Dark Souls is easy.
I would never.
I mean,
in terms of easiness, like I could say the Telltale games would be easy trophies for me.
So you have some of those. Joel's literally like, what's your favorite easy platinum trophy? Dark Souls 2.
So like if I look at the list of platinums that I've gotten, I could easily say that my best easy platinum would be Wolf Among Us, the Telltale version, like the Telltale game.
So do you have any games that are under like 3 hours? Do you have any like the trash games that we talk about a lot?
No. Unfortunately,
No.
Hold on. I don't think so. Anyways, I think no. No, everything has to be over 20 hours in my opinion. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Is that a self rule that you have? It's not 20 hours.
It's like nothing else in like, let's say, under 3 hours appealed to me. So that's why I just never picked it up.
Is that because majority of them are terrible games or average games?
Not even that. Like, let's take, for example, the one where you made the little 5-minute video of you just running up against that wall for like 3 minutes.
Bustle.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
road bustle.
Those type of games, like if they're gonna be like 5-minute platinums, it's like okay, but the game itself doesn't appeal to me, as in like story, as in mechanics. That would be just.
So would you say that you're predominantly a gamer first, and then when you love games, you earn the platinum trophies in them as well?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay, that's interesting. I would say I'm in the middle.
I'd say I'm in the middle.
So like
I like.
I have 95 platinums, but all of them have to be over like games that take 20 hours. Like I have some Lego games, but even then those took me still about 15-20 hours.
Lego games 5 years ago were classed as easy platinum trophies. I wouldn't really class them as easy anymore, because I'm not a big fan of them. I think they're quite repetitive. So they're about 20 hours, and they're not. I would say after 5 hours, they're a bit of a grind. So no, they aren't even classes. I wouldn't class those personally as really easy anymore.
No. But when you say easy platinums, to me, it's like, okay, Telltale games where you just kind of press a button here and there to make a choice, and then it's a quick time event.
Yeah.
So it's like mechanic-wise would be easy. That's what I would consider an easy platinum.
What about you, Joe? Would you class as an easy platinum trophy?
I don't know, like just something that doesn't need a lot of skill. So most AAA games are what you consider easy platinums.
Yeah.
Like Ghost of Tsushima will be an easy platinum. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's an easy platinum. Like I think things that doesn't, make you have to work hard for a platinum. I think they're easy platinum.
Yeah.
So like I said, most AAA games, even 2018 God of War, the only real difficulty in the trophy was the Valkyrie Queen.
Oh God, the Valkyrie Queen.
And
the memories of
even
that.
the Valkyrie Queen. But even the Valkyrie Queen, if you have like the armor that you get from Nilfheim,
Yeah.
if you have that armor, it makes it like trivial.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
It makes it very, very easy.
I don't play hard games, and I just didn't find that too hard. I played that. She might have took us maybe 20 attempts, but I just got on with it. I think, but I think what for me is I did all of the Valkyries straight on the row, so I didn't do any Valkyries until I finished the game. So by the time if you do it like that, by the time you get the 10th Valkyrie, you've died a couple times on each Valkyrie, and then she's just a combination of all of them together. And when you know all of them, you know what she's going to do. So it's like that's probably why I found it so much easier than everybody else. Like I did it in an afternoon. I did all of them in an afternoon.
Okay, so like I went at each Valkyrie as the story progressed. So when I got to the Valkyrie in the end, she gave me hours of trouble because I was not getting the move set down and everything as it should be. But when you go like that, where it's like you do each Valkyrie one after the other, and then the Valkyrie Queen has everything grouped together, it's like, okay, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, because I'm sure grouped together, she only got like 5 different moves.
Yeah.
So like when you know what they all are and you've done them all, you can sort of see them coming. But yeah, you're right. I think maybe because I know a lot of people have struggled with God of War. Like, a lot of people say in my comments and stuff like the Valkyrie Queen was really tough. And I think it's just there's ways to go about it. Just persevere. If you're feeling that way right now, you can do it. All right, you can do it.
Determination is the name of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think games that doesn't challenge you much is easy. When like if we're talking about games like My Name Is Mayo and like Road Boss or games like that, I think they're more on the like shameful, like below easy. They're just to rack your numbers up, which is what I do as well. I have a few of them. So if you're worried about numbers and you want to you're on 50 platinums and you want to get to 60, those are the games that is gonna boost you up there.
Like the only game I could really say that was like easy as your term of easy would be under 3 hours. It doesn't even have a platinum to it. It's Scooby-Doo 2 on the Game Boy Advance. That took me 2 hours to beat.
Yeah, see, if it doesn't have a platinum, it's not really worth my time.
But that was like before the platinums came into question. Don't forget, this was like back in like 2005 almost.
Back in the day.
Back in the day where
the internet was a dial-up.
Right.
Exactly. I think this is going to segue us well into our conversation of the day. So we're going to have a trophy topic today. So the trophy topic is, I think we've got a good variation today. So we've got Nina, who just plays sort of games. Realistically, you don't play any easy games at all. Joel, you don't play that many either, to be fair, and I play quite a few. And just to clarify, I like to class these games. They're shameful, but I like to call them grubby. Grubby is the new term on the podcast, on the channel, grubby, meaning dirty, for those people who are not English. Grubby platinums. Grubby means dirty. So,
that's a fair name.
The topic of the day is if you just collect easy platinum trophies, so if you just, every day, only thing you play, you spend your money on the month buying, say, 10, 20, 30, half an hour easy platinum trophies, are you still a gamer, or are you just a trophy hunter? What do we think?
I gotta say, just a trophy hunter. It's like you're not into the enjoyment of an actual game.
Yeah, so you would never play Spider-Man or God of War or Bloodborne because they're too long, and a lot of them aren't really games. They literally are like they're small budget games. We spoke about this last time. the developers that maybe wouldn't have never got a shot. Then you get publishers coming on and they're giving these small companies a chance. But there literally are games that that you've been able to make for years. They're like really simple platformer games, simple puzzle games, visual novels. They're on the cusp of, are they even games themselves anyway, or they're just like mini games essentially.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Joel?
It's hard to say because it's coming down to that conversation that we had about what Joe Rogan said, and it's kind of like you can't really judge what people like doing. Now, if you enjoy playing those games, then I don't know. It's hard to say. You're technically still a gamer because you're still playing the game.
If you play mobile phone games, you technically are still a gamer. To be fair,
you are still a gamer. Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's a very broad question. I think.
But you're right, because as well, just going on, because mobile games on my mind. There's billions of people play battle. Is it Clash of Clans and Clash Royale?
Of Clans.
Yeah.
Like Clash Royale on Twitch is actually quite a popular game. A lot of people watch it. So yeah, it is still a game, and I suppose it's just it's a niche, isn't it? It's
yeah. If you play D&D, you're still a gamer because it's technically still a game.
Yeah.
But I mean, to let's say like in a scenario where only PlayStation exists and only platinum trophies is like the main goal. If you're only doing it to rack up, like what we were talking about a couple of podcasts back, like the top platinum trophy hunters. If you're doing it just to have that rank, then I think it's time wasted.
Yep.
You are still a gamer because you're still playing the games, but you're kind of treating it as a job. And gaming, I think, although you can have it as a job if you're good enough, or if you get, I mean, you can't really compare it to YouTube because YouTube you have to have good quality videos. It's more about the quality of the videos on YouTube than it is about being a good gamer. You could be the worst gamer in the world and still be a huge YouTuber and still be a very good YouTuber. I think doing professionally, like the esports or the tournaments and that, if you're good enough to do that as a job, fine. But if you're doing it without any income, like most platinum trophy hunters,
you're actually paying, aren't you? It's a job you pay for.
Yeah, you're paying for it. Then I think it's time wait. I don't think people enjoy. Yes, every now and then, just to boost your numbers up, you maybe enjoy like these easy games, and you may laugh and have a laugh. Like My Name Is Mayo, I had a hell of a time playing it.
My Name Is Mayo 2 is coming out. I can't wait.
I know. It was just funny. It was just it's funny. But if I had to play games like that every single day, every single hour of every single day, I'd get bored very, very fast.
It's sort of like the thing about what I think about is it's. For example, there's leaderboards in everything, in sports and stuff. So, like, if you want to be the best in tennis, you have to play a lot of tennis and stuff. But I think the thing about trophies is there's no skill involved at all. That's the thing for me. It's literally just who can spend the most money and who can spend the most of their time collecting trophies. I just don't think. Yes, some games are hard. There's hard games, but people don't play them. Like if you play, the only skill that's involved is just your ability to do mundane tasks over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, as trophy hunters, and I do it, I usually look at the trophy list before I buy a game or before I pick up a game to see how hard it is and to see if it's actually worth trying. 9 times out of 10, if I think it's too hard, I won't play it.
Like Crash Bandicoot 4?
Crash. Yeah, no chance.
I know my limits. Okay, so like, I will not play if I think I can't do it. So I couldn't do Crash Bandicoot 4. I could maybe do it if I spent 6 months playing it, but I don't want to do that. Like, for me, I know Bloodborne will be pushing my ability as a gamer, but I want to give it a try, and I know I'm determined enough to do it, but it's probably still on the cusp of being within my ability. Mm-hmm. Whereas,
but Bloodborne still, you can get somebody to go in with you.
Yeah, like you can have your friends come in.
You can do co-op.
Yeah.
Sekiro, you can't.
Sekiro, you can't. You're on your own for that one.
You're on your own for that one.
Well, I think I will be able to manage them just with a bit of perseverance. For example, like Devil May Cry 5, I will never be going for that because it's just disgustingly hard.
If I may, with the Devil May Cry 5, it's actually a lot simpler in terms of trophy-wise than any of the other DMCs.
I disagree.
But difficulty-wise, maybe it's more straightforward.
No, trophy-wise.
Oh, I see.
Trophy-wise.
I thought you meant like getting. Oh yeah, trophy-wise it is. It's very straightforward. You know exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
I think there's like 1 or 2 where you kind of have to think, how do I get that?
Yeah.
But eventually, whilst working onto the other ones, you will get those.
Yeah.
It's just the hardest difficulty, isn't it?
The difficulty
without getting hit.
Basically, you have to do it to perfectly, which is why, like,
Yeah.
if I may, like, when I go for a trophy, what I go for is, first of all, am I going to enjoy the story? If I'm going to enjoy the story and, like, by the end of it, I really want to get for that platinum, I will. If the story doesn't grip me, I'm not going to go for the platinum. I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to play it and be done with it and just go for something else. Also, if it has multiplayer, well, no, God, no. But maybe I'm not considered one of those trophy hunters, like the traditional ones. But when I go for platinums, like Joel says, I will look at the trophy list before buying the game. And if I find that it's reasonable and then I'm really hooked on the story, I'm going to go for that platinum. Otherwise, the platinum is going to be forgotten from me.
That sounds like the healthiest way I think anyone's ever said trophy hunting, to be honest. I think, firstly, we're all trophy hunters. Everyone who watches these videos are trophy hunters. Trophy hunters is just, it means what we want it to mean. Is if you play a game for trophies, you're a trophy hunter. It doesn't matter how many platinums you got.
Self-entitled.
Yeah, exactly. People always commented, I've only got like 5 platinums in my video. Guys, it doesn't matter. If you if you enjoy gaming and you enjoy the subcategory of collecting trophies, you're a trophy hunter. It doesn't matter how many trophies you got, it doesn't matter how many platinums you got. It's about, just talking about, like, sharing it together and talking about how we all do it and why we all enjoy it. And I think that's why I like doing these podcasts so much, is we talk to people and they talk about, why they do things. And it's always really interesting to hear why we all do certain things, why we collect trophies. And I think, however, that is probably one of the best descriptions of how, the healthiest, I would say, of getting trophies.
Yeah, like one of the trophies, like one of the platinums that I want to get, but not for story-wise, is Cuphead. Like, I'm halfway through it. I'm almost at that platinum. But it's not because the plot line has really gripped me. It's the art design. Everything about the game.
It's beautiful.
The beauty behind it has gripped me for the platinum. So that would be like, sort of like a sub B category, that it's like, okay, if you like the art design and want to go for it, go for it. If you like the story, go for it. Otherwise, if those two things don't, then no.
It's hard, but it looks fun at the same time. It's like that fun hard. Like, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get frustrated, but you're still going to have fun with it.
Oh, I've died over 1,600 times, and I haven't even gotten after the boss yet.
Jesus.
See, I would say, like, on what you just said there, I agree with those, but, like, so if the story's gripping me, but I also think for me, gameplay is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I can play a game has a bit weak story, but if the gameplay is incredible, I will go for the platinum trophy regardless of the other things. What is it?
Resident Evil.
Is it Res 6 there?
Resident Evil 6, was it?
Resident Evil 6 is just the best gameplay I've ever played in my entire life.
Isn't that, like, considered one of the best to worst games?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. It's like, it's so terrible, but it has this just indescribable charm. And when I did my review, I tried to get this across. It's like, I'm just a sucker for Chris Redfield. I just love him. He's just such a funny stereotype.
So that's to assume you're going to go for Village.
Well, that's a thing. I don't think I can handle it, but I want to because Chris Redfield's in it.
He's in it, yeah.
So I call him Chris Shotgun Fist Redfield because he punches. Like, you'll be fighting a zombie and you'll be like shooting it, like you'll run out of ammo, you like use like 10 handgun bullets or bazooka and nothing, they'll do no damage. Then it'll get close enough, you'll just punch it once and it'll explode on impact. Like send like a Kamehameha punch, destroy the entire battleground. He's just an absolute weapon. He's a total weapon.
He finishes off like as I think it's Resident Evil 5 by punching a boulder.
yeah, he does. It's like, Chris,
like, what the hell is going on here?
You just love it, man. You love it. He's so good. He's just awesome.
Like, I could say the same thing for Kingdom Hearts. Like, I just, was it last month or 2 months ago that the entire collection of all 10 games was like 80% off, so you could get all 10 for like $30. One guy, after my recommendation to go get it, went off and bought it. Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts, the first one, is dated from like 2002. So it's an 18-year-old game. The clunkiness with the gameplay does not attract a lot of people. But when you go into the story-wise, once you get past the convoluted aspect of it, it's amazing. Like, and then you keep on adding and adding. But the gameplay in the first one is not the best. But when you keep on evolving, then, that platinum is actually worth it when you look past the grindiness, of course.
It's like a 600, 700 hour just progressive like improvements throughout.
Like, if you're going to count all 10 games, I'd say like it's, almost 300-400 hours. But each game is, it's going to take you maybe 30, 40 hours. if you're gonna
Okay.
grind through it. Like Kingdom Hearts 2, that was a real grind aspect with all the collecting for all the items. So maybe that one took me about 50 hours, but even so, it doesn't matter to me because the story aspect is what gripped me and is making me want to go after that platinum.
Yeah. I feel exactly the same about Yakuza. Like I've got Yakuza 0 and Kiwami on my account, but because they're renowned for having this really in-depth story, bizarre mini games, amazing combat, but they're all like 100 hours each, and there's 7 of them, soon to be 8. Well, actually, there's 8. There's 7 main games.
7 with one
soon to be
spin-off.
8. Yeah, and a spin-off.
With it, which is like Judgment, I think.
Yeah, so there's 8 plus the new one that's coming out in the next month.
Yep.
So it's a bit of an intimidating series to jump onto, but I kind of want to do it anyway because it looks awesome.
Yeah.
So
I think you should just do it in like your own time. Just do it like as a, just leave it like in the background, play it for a few hours, and then just like go into your one night stand games and your road bustles. And
that's
then go back into it.
That's pretty much how I roll anyway. To be fair, like that's pretty much what I do all the time. That's what I did with Avengers, Resident Evil.
I am
They
still
break
so
up the
shocked you went
monotonous.
after Avengers, honestly.
Oh, I really wish I've got a lot of regrets in my life, and Avengers.
I would have been shocked if I didn't know Lewis before the podcast.
Yeah.
But after knowing him and after speaking with him for so long, like I don't know, it's just something. He takes the bullet for us. He's like, this is a horrible game. It has glitches. It's terrible. Nobody likes it. I will platinum it
for 100 hours. It's honestly a combination of a few things. Obviously, the main one is stupidity, and then the next one is a bit of compulsive completionist, and then thirdly, actually that's just the main two. To be fair, I'll go through those two things, and once I started, I just feel like I have to finish it, even if it's like. That's why I'm so selective with the games I play now, because I have this like OCD inside my head where I'm just like, I'll look at it and think, it's 80 hours, can I handle it? Like Resident Evil 6 is a real testament to that, because I had to grind for about 50 hours online with one other person, boosting. It was very testing and very illogical, but I did it anyway because I just wanted to finish it. So
See, that was Dark Souls 3 for me. I had to grind out those Covenant items for, I want to say, about a week.
God.
It took me about a week in order to get it.
It's hard to explain why you do these things, I often find. When people actually ask me, I'm like, I don't really have a proper answer that makes logical sense.
Bragging for me.
Bragging rights.
Yeah. It's bragging. Because people can come to me like, oh, you haven't got 100 platinums. That's but I've got these.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
And I've always got that backup. Like I can never get a platinum now, like for the rest of my life, but I've still got like some few respectable ones that people, if they start taking, start saying, I can say, but I've got these.
Yeah.
Unless
And on that note, it's almost
everybody has those
answering
now.
the question in itself. Like, if you're going after, let's say, 500 platinums, but they're all like 5-minute ones where you're like, there's no skill involved. You can't say like, oh no, like I haven't gotten this, but have you? It's like,
yeah, but the difference with that is that we spoke about this on another. I think it was the last podcast we spoke about it, or maybe 2 podcasts ago. Like they should create tiers for platinums. Like the harder the platinum to achieve, the more points it should be worth. Because having a platinum, let's say Devil May Cry 5, I'm just saying Devil May Cry 5 because it's like a 10 out of 10 in difficulty. It's insane. Having that valued at the same point as Road Bustle, it's just
laughable.
It's not
insane.
fair for people who want to dedicate their time to getting the Devil May Cry 5. Now, I love Devil May Cry. It's one of my favorite series, and even I don't have the dedication to go after that platinum.
It is like subhuman.
You have to be like perfect, and the boss, and it's not the easiest of games either. The bosses are pretty challenging as well, and even your every area enemies, when you get to like mission 12, 13 onwards, the enemies are pretty brutal as well.
Yeah.
yep.
So it's very, you have to really dedicate a lot of time, and you have to pick up a lot of skill. You have to know like muscle memory, like the different combos, because obviously your style
rank.
count has to be triple S. It's crazy. It really is.
It's something else. You've got to know everything. You've got to know the game inside and out. You've got to have quite a high skill ability. And it probably takes like 500 hours of just grinding. It's like, do you want to commit? That's the thing. Do you want to commit that much time to one game? Some people do. Some people play 500,000 hours of Call of Duty. Some people spend that time on, Devil May Cry 5.
It all depends on like how much fun you're having and how much you enjoy it.
But it's also, I
But
think,
I
a
just
question.
don't think. I just don't think.
I think it's also a question. Sorry to have interrupted. Of also, do you want to do it all in one sitting, or do you want to like, okay, you do one difficulty, you play something else, you go into back into it again, get another difficulty, and so on and so forth. That's also a thing.
See, yeah, but I feel like personally, I would de-skill if I did that. So if I spent like say 3 weeks in 2 weeks in Devil May Cry, 2 weeks off, I feel like you would lose that ability, and you have to like relearn stuff again and again. And it's like it's probably better to just grind it all out. But
it depends. But once you get to like a certain level of skill, yes, you may become a little bit rusty. But once you start playing again,
yeah,
you pick it up quite fast. Like I know that from Sekiro. Like when Platinum Sekiro, like about 2 months after it came out, and then I didn't play it again, and then I started a series on my channel. And when I did go back to it, yeah, the first couple of enemies were a bit like, "Oh, what is this?" But then after a while, you kind of it just comes back. Like you start like your muscle memory does come back. It's like riding a bike. I know it's a stereotypical thing, and it's like one of those sayings that everybody says, but it kind of is like your body kind of does the work.
Yep.
Like your brain just kind of like just assists.
Yeah.
Like your body does the rest. So I think once you get that skill level, you'll probably be alright if you do what Nina was saying, you know, like play another game, then go back, and then go back again, which is probably, now that you say that, I might try and go for that platinum.
Because like that would be me with like God of War 3 right now. I only miss the one trophy in order to get the platinum. I'm only missing playing it on hard, and then afterwards I've got all platinums for all God of War games. But because I love the series so much, I don't want to, you know, burn myself out on it and then never play it again afterwards. So I'm playing other games in the meantime before going back to it. Also, it's not something I can actually play on the main TV. I have to go downstairs.
Jules,
I think Burn is the dog's just coming. I think Burn is like it's a very big wall with trophy hunters.
Yeah.
I think with some games, Burn can be that gap between platinum a game and leaving it behind.
I agree. I think a lot of games are made, because we're still such a niche little group of us, us little maniacs, is that a lot of games aren't built with the trophies in mind. So I think sometimes it's like for example, Avengers, it was like an 80-hour grind where I had to play the same levels over and over again for 80 hours, and it was like there was no way in my mind, or the developer's mind, that they thought about trophies at all. They just threw them on, just tacked them on. I think that's the issue probably is with trophy hunting, that there is that burnout element. But guys, I'm just going to say we'll wrap things up because we've been on for longer than an hour now. Yeah. So firstly, thanks. Not my mic there. Thanks for coming on, Nina. Where can everybody find you?
Thank you so much for having me, first of all. It's really been an honor to be on your podcast. You can all find me at YouTube, Mortal-Paralight. I'm also Twitch streamer. I do it on Tuesdays and Fridays Eastern time. So you can find me at Mortal-Paralight, all one word. Otherwise, I mean, I'm very active on Instagram. I do try to post pictures here and there. But not really Twitter or whatchamacallit, Facebook. So that would be my three areas to find me.
What I'll do is I will include all of your details down below if you want to check her out. Same with Jules. If you want to talk to any of us, you can of course always jump on the Discord. All three of us are on my Discord, so feel free to come on there, have a bit of a chat about us on there. We're always talking about games and trophies. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.